Welcome back, guys. As you can see, it is freezing cold outside. This week I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to keep your Sprinter van nice and warm inside so that you can enjoy the winter, which is exactly what we're doing. We're on our way to 71 mountains this season, every epic and icon mountain, so let's get it.
It is 7 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 14 degrees Celsius. We are at Loon Mountain. It is cold, as you can see from my breath. Last night we were actually pretty toasty warm in the van because obviously the heater, but also way back when we were building, we insulated the shit out of this van. We knew we were going to be doing cold winter van life, so we made sure to insulate all behind the walls, under the floor. The cold still comes in, but imagine how much worse it would be if we didn't have insulation. It's always many, many, many degrees warmer inside than it is outside, even without the heater on. So when you're thinking about your build, no matter what, even if you're only thinking about doing summer van life, you might end up somewhere cold, you might end up in a cold overnight. You need to insulate your van, please.
Luckily, Alex also made these window covers, as you can see. So basically what this does is it keeps the cold air from coming through these windows, and it keeps it so much that the windows actually freeze up. Really nice because she made these little magnets on it, so when you close the door, they stay on there and you don't have to worry about it falling down.
So the other thing you have to know about Sprinter vans is that they do not like the cold because they are diesel, and diesel has water in it, so it can kind of freeze in the cold. What?
It's oil based.
Is the oil freezing?
Yeah, the oil gets cold.
Well, interesting. So the oil gets cold and it gels up, and so then it can't like get through the system. So when it's a day like today, when it's minus 14 Celsius out, you got heater up. So basically what we're doing, we're using the solar power from the batteries, 120 volts, to heat up the glow plug.
78 degrees right now at that glow plug. So what we'll do is we'll go back inside the car and we'll just twist the key over, and you'll see that there's like a little swirly line that's orange in there. If that goes on and comes off, your engine's hot enough to start when you have diesel. So let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Right now the rest of the engine looks like it's about 15 degrees. So we gotta wait a minute. But
so the whole engine is 15 degrees Fahrenheit and the glow plug is...
right now it's 75. So what that does is that it heats the oil and it gets everything to temperature to where you can start her and she'll turn right over. And you don't want to like try to start her and crank her because these engines take a lot of amperage. And what happens is if you try to crank her, you'll kill your battery. And then you won't be able to start it because you'll have no battery, and then you'll have to jump her on top of that. So let's give her a minute, let's let her warm up, and then we're going to start her right over.
Here's a little clip of Frankie doing some jumps to show you that he is an excellent snowboarder, unlike myself, who is still mastering the basics.
So like most Sprinter builds, we have our heater underneath the passenger seat. This actually blows 125 degrees air, which is so hot, but you need to make sure of two things. First is that your curtains, also super important for keeping the front and the back temperature regulated. So when you put these up at night, the front cab will stay way colder than the back area, which you're actually living in. So you need like a heavy duty blackout curtain. I got these on Amazon and they do actually keep the heat in, but you need to make sure that the heat from your heater isn't being blocked. I rigged up this little magnet system, so the magnets go all the way around. I cut out a little hole and then it just sits right there, so this is never blocked. The other thing, obviously, I'm sitting in the sliding door right now, and every time you open this door, you lose a ton of heat, especially because the heater is right next to it. As soon as you open this door, you're blowing all the hot air out into the cold world. So while we've been living in here in the winter, we hardly ever use this sliding door. What it is really good for though, as soon as we get back from snowboarding, all of our stuff gets put on these hooks, and within like an hour, it's all bone dry because the heater's right under it, so it's blowing the hot air right up to it, and all of our mittens, our pants, our coats, everything is dry and nice and toasty for the next time we're ready to wear it. The other great thing about not using this door is that the little area between the door and the step up is a great place to put your wet boots. So throwing them down there, you don't have to worry about any wetness getting into your house. In the morning though, your boots are gonna be wicked cold, so just pull them up and put them in front of the heater for a couple of minutes before you get your toes in there.
Like I mentioned before, we are hitting 71 mountains this season. That's every single epic and icon mountain. So it's really important for me to get the basics. As you can see here, I'm just trying to get my S-turn. Whereas Frankie is just killing it with these jumps.
Alright guys, we are at mountain number 3 for today, which is Pico. We did Okemo and Killington this morning. This is our 13th mountain of 71 mountains, and we need some food. So when you're trying to stay warm, obviously eating warm foods is going to keep you feeling good, keep that fire in your body, and warm you up from the inside out. So we're reheating some chicken noodle soup that we got from this dope diner called Olympus Diner that's in Connecticut. So delicious. I posted a photo on my Instagram of it. You should definitely check it out. But we're gonna have this delish, super hot chicken noodle soup to fill our bellies and warm our hearts. How's the soup?
Oh, you know, that's good. Just a normal bowl of soup. Don't mind me.
Ugh, you're so slurpy.
Honestly, I'm allowed to be. I just hiked that.
Why so glum, chum?
I have to do the hiking thing. Pico Resort is not open today, so I have to hike up it in order to get it done and marked off the list. So you're gonna record it from the car?
Yep.
You're gonna be nice and warm. Well, no, I'm probably gonna be warm.
You're
right?
gonna be
I'm
sweating.
gonna be sweating, so I'll be warm. But probably have to open up some vents.
That does not count. That doesn't count. Shoot. You gotta hike it.
This guy was determined to hit Pico, but because of our tight schedule, he had to do it on a Tuesday, which means the mountain was closed. It took him about half an hour to climb all the way up the hill, and then he enjoyed his ride down.
We're at Sugarbush Mountain now, and we just had an amazing hot tub, pool, sauna experience at the health center, which you should definitely check out if you come here. But so we're back in the van now, and we want to make some dinner. The one thing about winter van life is that you don't get as much sun. So we're trying to conserve energy, which means that we don't want to turn on the hot water heater. So the one bad thing about that is that I'm washing dishes in cold water, which is freezing on the hands. But thankfully, we for sure have enough power for the heater because it's diesel plus electric, so it doesn't actually use that much electric. So when you're done washing your dishes, you just come warm up by the fire.
It's so warm too. It's probably like 150 degrees.
Warm. It's like perfect.
Winter driving obviously comes with its own challenges. This isn't us, but we decided to stop and help them get out of the ditch. Frankie had some blocks in the back that provided some traction for under the tires, so I highly recommend getting those because even with these giant dudes pushing the car, they would not have got out without those blocks.
The floors in your Sprinter van are gonna get really cold. Maybe you're super fancy and got like a heat tracer line in them, which would be dope, but we did not. So we put a rug down on the floor that keeps it nice and warm. But the other way to toast your toes, other than your boyfriend's back, is right up in the front of the cab with these hot air blowers. I'm also always wearing my slippers, so I usually have a pair of socks and a pair of slippers and the rug. We put down the yoga mats last night, and those were so toasty warm from being stored up above the cab that it felt so nice on our feet. The other thing about the Sprinter van is that we got a 2003. We do not have heated seats, so I figured out a way to make my own. This is a hot water bottle. I filled it with hot water from the lodge, and then I just keep it behind me and it's so toasty warm. This is also a great way to heat your bed up at night. So if you fill this with hot water, put it underneath the covers, let it toast your bed up, and then by the time you get in, it'll be so nice and warm. Oh, I love it so much.
My S-turns are coming along. I find it hard to get to my toe side edge. It's like a little bit scary for me, but I am feeling definitely helpful to go on days where the hill is less busy, so on like a weekday when nobody's around, and just to prove that other people have problems too. There's Frankie falling. So even when you're good, you can still wipe out, and that's okay. You just get up and keep going.
Bed at night, it's best to show up in like full clothing. So I'm wearing a top and full pants, and then throughout the night if I get hot I'll take things off. But it's best to start in the whole outfit because the bed will probably be freezing cold. We have just a regular down comforter, so nothing special like weather tech, just down. And then I like to have this extra fuzzy blanket, and then we've added an extra fuzzy blanket. So this for me is like weight, but also a little bit more warmth. And honestly, we are so hot in the middle of the night. Usually I'm asking Frank to turn the heater off. The other thing that you can do to stay warm at night is to bring someone like a human heater into the bed with you. This guy puts off like 1,000 BTUs of heat every single minute. So you just snuggle up to him, and if your feet get cold, you just put those little ice cubes right in the middle of his back, or on his stomach, or between his legs, and your toes get so warm, so fast. Highly recommend it. Get yourself a Frank. Yeah, see? He likes it. In your bed at night, you're probably going to feel the cold air creeping up from the back doors. So it's super important that you tuck your blankets in under your mattress, especially on the back door side, to keep the heat in. Plus it just looks cooler. Okay guys, I hope these cold weather tips have helped you stay toasty warm in your van. You feeling pretty good in there?
Yeah, I am. It's nice and cozy, and even on like really cold days, as long as we turn up the heater, it feels great.
Yeah. So right now we are in Mont Tremblant, which is mountain number 21 of 71 mountains that we're going to be hitting this season. We've taken a little break from Lolo, and we're staying in a beautiful Airbnb with my parents. So check the next video. We're going to show you resort life at Mont Tremblant.
Yeah, go click it.
See you there.
Don't take it away. That's a good thing. It's just nice and warm.
Be sure to subscribe. We've got so many more mountains coming up. It's going to be an epic, iconic season. Hope to see you with us.